Hello, welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer. Today we are going to take a look at Teresa's last days on earth. We've been journeying through the introduction of her book, The Foundations, and before beginning to explore the adventure of each of the foundations, we've been going through the introduction for the past several weeks, and today we will be wrapping that study up and taking a close look at Teresa of Avila as she leaves this world. The last days. A peasant girl entered St. Joseph's in Avila at the age of 21 and took the name Anna de Saint Barthélemy. She was favored by God with extraordinary mystical graces that she accepted with remarkable simplicity. When Teresa broke her arm on Christmas Eve, 1577, she chose Anna to act as both her nurse and her secretary. Blessed Anna, beatified in 1917, became Teresa's constant companion. It is to her that we owe the account of Teresa's last days. Anna pointed out that in the dreadful journey to Burgos, with the rains, snow, flooded roads, and bridges, Teresa's health was no better than the weather. In the following 3 months, with all the disappointments over the prospects for a foundation in Burgos, Teresa was seriously ill. She was finally able to leave Burgos in July. She stopped off in Palencia before leaving for Valladolid, where her stay was unpleasant. Maria Bautista, the prioress, a relative and long-standing friend of Teresa's, favored Teresa's relatives protesting her brother's will. She became ill-tempered when Teresa was leaving, slamming the door, according to Anna, telling Teresa to leave and not to return. Teresa told Grazian that she trusted God that the monastery would be made and would eventually inherit everything. In September, in Medina, she received a distressing order from Antonio de Jesus, acting vicar provincial. She was instructed that she must go to Alba de Tormes because of the election of a prioress and because the Duchess of Alba wanted to see her. Teresa, at this news, fell into a very deep sadness, depression. The orders and their effect on her remained fixed in Anna's mind. This incident became for devoted Anna a key example of Teresa's virtue. Anna testifies that she had never seen Teresa suffer so much over anything superiors had ordered her to do. As for the election in Alba, it seems that there was little that was edifying in the community in Alba. The vicar provincial, no doubt, thought Teresa's presence would inspire better behavior and change some attitudes. Teresa herself bluntly indicated her displeasure over the conduct of some of the nuns. She worried that no prioress would want to stay there since so many were trying to get free of the office. If then nuns are what they ought to be, what will it matter to them who the prioress is? These childish ways just reveal attachments that are far from being appropriate for Discalced nuns, nor are they found in other houses. Before leaving Medina, Teresa met with some unpleasant behavior from the prioress, as Teresa had made a reflection about something not going well there. Alberta Batista, the prioress, took the matter badly and went to her cell. Teresa, wearied that her remark would be so upsetting to someone who usually showed good spirit, grew heavy of heart and went to her cell without eating. The next morning, Anna indicates that they were sent on their way with nothing to eat for the journey. Teresa thought she would faint. There was no food to give her other than some dried figs. Anna, too, was very distressed. Yes, she was. They finally arrived in Alba at around 6 p.m. It was September the 21st, the feast of St. Matthias. Teresa told the nuns how tired she was, and she went to bed earlier than she had in many years. Anna doubted that she had a healthy bone left in her body. For the next 8 days, Teresa was up and down, receiving communion daily, even reciting the divine office and attending to some business matters in the parlor. Her sister Juana visited on September the 28th, to whom Teresa told of her desire to move on to Avila. But on September the 29th, Teresa went to bed, never to rise again. It's thought perhaps she died from a cancer of the uterus. On October the 3rd at 5 p.m., Teresa asked Padre Antonio to bring her communion. While waiting for the Blessed Sacrament, she asked her sisters to pardon her for the bad behavior and bad example she had given, to obey the rule and the constitutions with much perfection. She begged them not to follow in her footsteps, since she had been the worst in observing them. When the Eucharist was brought in to Teresa, her countenance changed. It grew radiant with a kind of fervent beauty, making her look much younger. O my Lord and my spouse, now the hour has arrived for us to go forth from this exile, and my soul rejoices in oneness with you over what I have so much desired. She also uttered fervent prayers of thanksgiving to God for having made her a daughter of the Church and enabling her to die within it. Confessing that she was a great sinner, she prayed over and over the prayers of Psalm 51. A heart contrite and humbled, O God, you will not spurn. Cast me not out of your presence. A clean heart create for me, O God. At 9 p.m, she asked to be anointed and assisted in reciting the Psalms and other prayers. In testimony given by witnesses, on the one hand, she revealed her intense feelings of sorrow at being a sinner, repeating pleas for mercy from God. On the other, she revealed her awareness of approaching union with Christ, her bridegroom, and her urgent longings for that moment. The following day, the feast of St. Francis, her face was aglow, and with a crucifix in her hands, she remained in prayer, in deep quiet and peace, without speaking or stirring throughout the whole day. When Anna returned, Teresa smiled and with tender love took the humble sister's arms and placed her head in them. In this manner, the saintly Madre remained until she died, between 9 and 10 that evening. After her death, her countenance turned as white as alabaster, and being freed of every wrinkle, took on an extraordinary beauty. A powerful and pleasing fragrance began to flow from her body and spread throughout the entire house. Indeed, as the truths of her profound writings would one day spread throughout the world. Hers was a life unexplainable without God and without the grace that comes through Jesus Christ. Amen. God bless you.